I have the Cowboys at 10 getting the best corner, but I just don't know who that is. Oh, Caleb Farley, who I'm a big fan of. I didn't even mention.
Oh, there you go.
Who will probably
I knew you were
drop.
forgetting someone.
Who will probably drop because of that, minor back procedure.
Yeah, he wasn't able to showcase his pro day.
Yeah, but that's another dude. It's physical as hell. Nobody can. I mean, you can't complete a pass against him. It seems like in his college career. So I found it really hard to judge cornerbacks. I don't know about you guys.
Oh no, I agree, man. It's hard.
Former cornerback here, Germs. You gotta let us know, man.
I wish. But yeah, since I went Caleb Farley for Cowboys 10th pick. I think it's a position they definitely need help in. And they did make a few moves, right? This offseason. They got that safety, Neal.
Keanu Neal, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So if Parsons drops, I have Cowboys getting him, but in my mock I have Parsons going 9. And then best corner. I have Surtain just because that's who keeps coming up as the best corner. But I agree with you at having Farley go there too. But
so what I found interesting about Farley is he was a quarterback his whole high school career. So he's just recently started playing cornerback. And his highlight tape is nice to watch too, man. Like he's just a baller. Like he's out there, playing his heart out. And it's just, I think that's probably why Mike probably saw that in Horn, and I definitely saw that in Farley. It's just fun to watch that. It's you see those guys is going out there, doing the
that's
most.
A tough,
it's hard to
that's a tough position.
It's hard to find holes in either one of them.
No,
it's the hardest
these
position
corners,
on the
man.
field.
These corners are
You see Asante Samuel? That dude reminds me of he's kind of got some like Devin Hester like explosiveness on the field. He's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He's kind of like his dad, Asante Samuel. You guys remember him with the Patriots?
Yeah.
And
Eagles, I think, for a little bit. Didn't he go to the Eagles for a while?
Yeah. So I think at number 10. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, I was gonna say I was looking at potentially teams. I think the Cowboys are gonna, because you have the 10th pick and there's all these corners. You would think if you're the Cowboys, you're like, well, I'll just trade down and still get a sick corner, right? But I think it's gonna be tough for them to find a good enough package. And I think the teams in my scenario where Mac Jones, or all three of us don't have Mac Jones going in the top 10, I think the teams that want Mac Jones would be the Bears, right? But from picks 10 through 19, none of those teams need a QB except for 19, where potentially, a lot of people want Mac Jones coming to Washington. So I think the Bears don't make that trade to number 10. What do you guys think? Like, could the Bears potentially trade up to number 10? Cowboys get a couple assets and they get Mac Jones at 10? Or they just wait and hope that Washington doesn't get Mac Jones and then they get Mac Jones at 20? Am I getting too ahead of myself?
I don't see. No. I don't see the Bears trading down 10. Well, I guess it could happen. If I'm not the Bears GM, I'm probably not trading down 10 picks to get Jones. But again, I'm not huge on Jones. I think that if the Cowboy, one team that you would have to worry about. So in your scenario, you had the Patriots trading down from 7, so that would leave the Broncos at 15. Do you think the Broncos would be a threat to take? I'm sorry, the Lions at 15. Oh, I'm sorry. So you have the Lions at 15, so they wouldn't be taking Jones. But I don't think that I don't see the Bears doing it. I hope to God that Washington doesn't do it. But you never know. I I think it would be smart for the Cowboys to at least reach out and kick the tires a little bit, see if they can get some extra draft assets for next year. But I don't even know what it would take. What would you think, like as a draft package, let's say to move from 20 to 10 from the Bears?
It wouldn't take much, in my opinion, because if you're the Cowboys and you're looking at J.C. Horn or Surtain or Farley, you could potentially still have one of those guys at 20, right? So if you get the 20th pick and then say next year's, probably not first, next year's second and fourth or something like that, I think if you're the Cowboys, you should do that. Or maybe this year's second round of the Bears or third round. I think you should do it because they do need a corner to go with Trayvon Diggs, and they lost to Wuze, right? So it's Trayvon Diggs, Jordan Lewis.
Right.
They got Keanu Neal. I think if they go back to the 20th pick, the Cowboys that is, and Horn, Surtain, and Farley, for example, are gone, and Trayvon Moehrig is there, stud safety, maybe that guy, or maybe they take a flyer on Asante Samuel, Greg Newsome. But there's options for them at 20, and then they get more assets. I think the Cowboys should look into that. I would if I'm looking into. The Cowboys need a lot of help on defense. Like I said, if Parsons is there at number 10, I think they could take him. So they could, get another linebacker in the second round or something. I don't know. I think it'll depend on the package, of course, obviously, but I hope.
I think let's say the Bears call them.
Yeah.
Well, if the Bears call them and that's their only suitor, and it's draft day, and it's there's 2 minutes on the clock, and Cowboys got to make a move. Yeah, I think they take something like that. But I think for the Cowboys, initially when they're thinking about trading a first round pick, if they're moving down 10 picks, it's going to have to at least be next year's first pick. A first rounder next year, I would think. But just 10 picks is a lot. You saw the Dolphins trade. So they moved up 6 spots, and they essentially, it was 6 spots for pretty much a first, and I think like a fourth or something like that. But moving up 10 spots, I think the Cowboys are probably going to start the discussions at next year's first.
So if you're the Bears and you get your quarterback of the future and Mac Jones, what do you need your next year's first for? Right? I don't know. Bears are in trouble.
The quarterback of the future.
It's a good argument. It's a good argument because I see what you're saying, D'Lo. Because it was hard to pick the best corner, in my opinion, because that's what I was going for at my 10th pick. So I do get what you're saying,
right.
Where you do have the options. There is a few options, but damn, yeah, going down 10 picks is a lot.
And they have a lot of holes on defense.
Type of insurance, right? Some type of insurance that's not gonna be 2 years of bad drafts.
Right. Yeah. And I like what you're saying, Dennis, about the all the holes. Because if they can't get a corner at 20, then maybe they get the best safety. Maybe they get a stud linebacker. There's a lot of holes to fill. So
that's true.
I like it. We'll see. I'm excited for this draft, man.